I even read this graphic novel at all. The only reason I know anything about it is because one day I was reading the semi-regular web strip Jayla 8 by E.L. Stewart, and in it, a character named Neo was helping Clark find the present for Diana. Once I found out that this was a real book, I decided to give it to my niece Amira. But before I was going to do that, I decided I should at least read it to know what she's going to be in for. The best way to describe Anya's Ghost without spoiling it is to say it's a story of friendship and self-acceptance, lost and gained, in that order. The main character, Anya, is from Russia but came to America when she was little. At the start of the story, she just seems like your average teenager, a bit snarky, apathetic, cynical, self-conscious. She does things to appear cool or to fit in. One example is smoking. She doesn't smoke because she likes it. She smokes it because she thinks it makes her look more sophisticated. She also faces constant embarrassment at home and at school. She also has one friend, Sibihan, who's mean-spirited and seems more like a smoking buddy than a real friend. She has a crush on a boy who she later finds out doesn't even deserve her attention. Also, she seems to be a bit ashamed and maybe a bit resentful of her Russian background. Everything starts to change, however, one day when she's coming home from school and she accidentally falls into a hole. When she wakes up, she's alone. Well, except for the fact that there's a skeleton in the corner and a ghost girl sitting on the skeleton. From that point, at first I assumed that this was going to be a pretty rote story full of friendship and whimsy, both helping each other out, and the ghost, whose name is Emily Riley in the story, soon after passes on happily. That's not what happens in this story, though. Nope. The tone of the book changes starting with the last panel on page 89. From that point on, you can look at this story as it happens during the course of a parasitic relationship. From that point on as well, you can also look at it as a horror story. I would say that one of the characters is a borderline sociopath, but by the end of the story, that character appears to show just a smidge of empathy, which is a turning point in the climax of the story. As you read the book, you're gonna see at least one of the characters' personality completely shift, and you might think that this came completely out of left field, but you're gonna realize by the end of the book that this person was this way all along, especially when a particular act that they said they couldn't do until now, you realize they could do all along. After reading this book, I realized that my niece may be a bit too young for this, so I'm going to give this to my sister for her to hold on to until Amira's a little bit older. Now, that being said, I do believe that this is a great book for kids, and I believe a good age group would probably be from 10 years old and older, especially for girls. This story shows that there is more to people than what you see on the surface. Be it the person you have a crush on who seems nice and engaging, but is really a dirtbag, or his girlfriend who is also incredibly damaged, or also the person who you thought was a friend and found out was really an enemy. Maybe that last part's a bit too dramatic, but you need to read the story to really find out why I said that. I read a review recently where the reviewer felt that the story ended on a melancholy note for Anya. I completely disagree. I feel the book's end was a very hopeful one. Anya feels that she is a better person now because of the experience, even though the reader knows that she was always a better person. Just look at her interactions with her brother at the beginning and the end of the book, or the time she was helping her mother at the kitchen table, or near the end of the book where she helped out Dima right before the climax. I strongly recommend this book. The art in the story has a nice flow going on with it. There's also great depth shown within the lead characters. It's properly grounded because of the relationships of the characters. The story isn't too fantastical, so it shouldn't scare off people who have an aversion to comic books. And also, it's very affordable at $15.99 when I bought it last year. Odds are the price has come down a bit. Also, check it out and please support the book and the author. And until next time, goodbye.